So if you have ideas of maybe directions and ways they could take the company or industries you think that might be a good opportunity, that's where you guys can come in and help give them some extra direction and feedback. So I will go ahead and get out of your guys' way here shortly, but first wanted to introduce some of our organizers. My name is Murray Ann, and there's also Danielle Callahan and Chris Bennett over here, and then the real person who does all of the work is Carly back here hiding from you guys. But again, so I will go ahead and get out of you guys' way, and please give a warm round of applause. This is actually her third time presenting here, and please give a warm round of applause for Cindy with Takeout.
Hi, good morning, everybody. Good morning. Even though it's my third time, but it always feels like the first time, so I'm still nervous. My name is Cindy Sirwong. I'm a co-founder of Takeout, and what we do is a custom-based, built web-based online ordering system. So why online ordering, you ask? So has anyone can relate to one of these scenarios? Like you order a burger and you ask for cheeseburger, and there's no cheese in it. So now you get frustrated because you're already hungry and you're ready to eat. So you want to get a refund. And it's not fun for restaurants either because they have to make another one for you. Or the second one, if you want to order, let's say throw a party for your girlfriend or whatever, and then you have to pay for the deposit. So they ask for your credit card on the phone. Who will feel like comfortable giving your credit card away on the phone? Okay. And the third one, if you try to get lunch, right, and you have to talk to an owner who looks like me, and then you're like, okay, can you talk slower? And you try to communicate, and then you're getting nowhere. So it takes you about 15 minutes before, can you just get lunch quickly? So the whole thing can be resolved by online ordering, because that's a lot of benefits for customers. Of course, it's convenient. You can use your phone, you can use your tablet, your computer, and you can place an order ahead of time so you don't have to wait in line. And of course, you get rid of all the language barrier. So if anyone's still having problem hearing what I'm saying, so you know what I'm talking about. And order accuracy, because you're the one placing the order, so you cannot blame anyone else. And if you don't want to buy anything at all, you can just browse the menu. What you see is what you get, and people eat with their eyes. And you can do price checking. But of course, it's got to be benefit both ways. So restaurants also benefit. You place the order, so it'll be less chance of doing the refund, and payment is more secure. Because the way we do our proprietary software, the payment goes straight to the merchant account. So nobody touched the money. So it's more secure than leaving the credit card on the phone. And you can get prepaid order, because otherwise, the only way you get it is by taking some kind of information. A labor cost saving, because your waiters or your server don't get distracted by having to take the phone rather than tend it to the diners in the restaurant. So these are the big guys who already figured it out for decades. Domino's, half of that sale come from online ordering, and they've been doing this for at least 10 years. And even catering now, Panera does catering, Moe's does catering, Chili to go. And who said cafe cannot use online ordering? Like you be afraid, okay, if I order ahead of time, the coffee will be too cold, the ice will melt. Starbucks got it figured out. So the whole point of this is that the independent local mom and pop, they need to get some kind of competitive edge to be able to compete with this big guy. What's going to happen to them in the next 10 or 15 years when people go online and use online ordering? And that's why we're coming on board. Takeout wasn't a team found by a foodie and a techie. And as you can tell, I'm not a techie. But I can tell a techie what to do. So that's a big awesome. So these are some of our clients. If you live around here on Central, you might be familiar with Cupcake Spot. And if you like New Orleans food, spicy, really good, I would recommend a Creole Cafe. It tastes better if you do it takeout, And we have a really good cake. She's in Tampa, but she delivers all over the Tampa Bay area. So check it out. If you want to know more, we can talk afterward. And I think, okay, this is some testimonial. Because after people place an order, we collect feedback, and that's how we can improve our software. So most of them will say, great site, user-friendly, or they're very easy, or some people can't believe that it works. So, and the reason that's why I get a chance to be here, because I would like to invite all of you to come to the food forum on March 16th. So if you don't get one of these, please pick one up. It's free, and but you have to register. Richard from Columbia Ybor Restaurant will be a keynote speaker, and I will be one of the speakers as well. So, I don't know, can we play this? Thank you.
Lots of large restaurants and other food ordering businesses have the ability for their customers to order online or on smart devices. But this option can be unaffordable for smaller local companies like yourself, right? Until now. Say hello to Takeout Button, the secure and easy-to-use, affordable online ordering system created especially for local businesses like yours. Now you have an opportunity to do what larger businesses have been doing successfully for years. Takeout Button's mobile-friendly technology allows your customers to place orders conveniently from computers, smartphones, or tablets. You can grow your revenue without hiring more staff. Our system is designed specifically for food ordering and sophisticated enough to accommodate most complicated menus. Besides showing and also managing your menu, we offer sales reports, create promotions, full training, and marketing support to help you grow your online ordering business. And we can do a variety of digital coupons, including loyalty programs. Plus, as they say, there's more. We're now offering our exclusive ROI calculator. We'll actually show you how much money you could be making using our proprietary technology. Don't miss out on all those frustrated and hungry customers who could be ordering from you. Now, you can offer the convenience that customers have grown to expect. Affordable online ordering with Takeout Button. Call us today or contact us online for a free, no-obligation consultation.
So you're charging them, and then you set it up?
Yes.
I see. And then the payment goes through your platform and you take a piece?
We send payment directly, it's direct deposit, but of course we take a piece of the discussion.
That's a great idea.
Thank you.
There's actually a press piece this morning on Domino's and Papa John's making more than half of their income through digital.
Yeah.
And it kind of slices and dices the different avenues of digital that they're using. And that might be something we'll look at as well.
Yeah, I
just
just
sprinkle that into your
Mhm.
presentation for other restaurants to look at.
Right.
There's literally 3 hours of this.
Thank you, yeah, it's really growing.
So does the consumer go to the restaurant's website or the Takeout?
Restaurant website, we completely white label.
So does if they change their menu, do you have to do that for them? Or
We actually train them to be, independent, so they can do that themselves, or they can always call us. We want them to sell, so.
How big a piece of the pie do you take when you transfer money? And also, is there any upfront cost for your restaurant partners?
Yeah, there's a small upfront cost, but we don't want to make it too high because we want a lot of people to get on board and use this because it's convenient for consumer, like us. The piece of pie is very affordable because if you compare with a lot of food delivery service, restaurant is the industry that the margin is already low. You can really take too much of that. So you have to really kind of balance it. But we're really comfortable with, the percentage that we set.
Sorry, do you connect with the restaurant's POS system, or they have, or is in the?
Right now we connect with Clover because they have open API that we can integrate the software with, and we have even Creole Cafe. They use Clover, so the order goes straight to that system. but we looking to partner with more POS company.
Are you looking, I wasn't sure, are you looking to raise capital or what are you looking to do?
I'm looking to have strategic partner, and also in the near future, we probably want to grow and hire some sales reps as well. Right now, we're still bootstrapping until as far as we can, you know.
So no, you're not raising capital?
Not yet, yeah.
How are you different or better than other companies like Grubhub and Takeout
Okay.
and
I'm glad you
Takeout
asked.
Taxi?
Yeah. These are the difference. There are two types of online ordering. The one that you just mentioned is the directory. So they're the middleman between restaurant and consumer. So what our restaurant does is basically pump out food. They have no idea who eat that food, who order, how often they order. They have no idea of history orders of anybody. And all the asset consumer goes here. So that's why they will do the marketing for you, and you are tied to them to do the marketing through them. Versus what we do, we give you a power. We are your IT department, part of your restaurant. So you get the direct connection with your customer. You know who ordered, you know how often they do, you know how much they spent last week, last month. So you have the full control, and this is all yours. And this is an asset. So when you want to someday pass on the restaurant or sell it to someone, the whole customer database, which is very valuable, you can sell that as well because it's your online restaurant.
Is there any way for a customer to discover the takeout restaurants through a takeout button? Like if you are walking down Central and you want to just know what takeout places there are available, is there any way to
Yeah, that's a great question. Right now, we don't list all of our client yet because we're still building it. But in the near future, we would like to have a place that you come in and you will see all. And we have some project idea that maybe we can put in some directory to get more exposure as well.
Does your system integrate at all with any inventory, reordering, replenishment?
Yeah, it's the same thing with POS. POS is inventory system. So right now we integrate with Clover, but we're looking for more POS that we can partner with. So yeah.
When you have a new restaurant that's interested, how long is it until they're actually up and running and people are able to order from the site?
Great question. It's about 3 weeks.
A great presentation and smart integrating with Clover because you're seeing it pop up everywhere. And here's a question I wondered. When you Google to try to find a restaurant's hours or menus, like today in 2016, it still generally sucks. Like they're not, it's so hard to find, like I just want a dinner menu and I want Google to take me the right way. It doesn't seem like, by and large, restaurants do a good job even putting their menus online. What do you think the barrier is between restaurants really adopting a great ordering user experience? Because even with your customer base, like I go to Creole Cafe a lot, they wouldn't be the first group that I would expect that would have Clover and be online ordering too. So like, what's the missing piece or what's the motivation? What is it with restaurants and this, and how do you overcome
Yeah,
that?
that's very
key,
tough. Yeah, that's a great question. It's all about education because let's face it, more of the consumer now today going to a millennium, so they are tech savvy. But people who own the restaurant still a different generation. So their mindset, you know, most of them I would say are afraid of technology. They don't want to do things that they don't completely understand. So education is a really big piece of it. Yeah, and it's gonna take time, and that's exactly what our aim goal. Like you can just Google, and it should pop up all the restaurants on your route, and it should go straight to the shopping cart because you're already hungry. That's why you look it up, you know. So, yeah. Yes.
I use Yelp a lot when I'm in a strange place, you know, and it'd be nice if that were, and I guess it would be because.
It's already there. It's called E24. That's our competitor, and E24 is on the right side.
Oh, I see.
So your system's collecting a lot of customer data, a lot of restaurant data,
Are you taking that information and then using it to target advertising?
Yes, that would be down the road. That's exactly what we want to do. Yep.
So you are collecting it all now?
Right.
And
Right.
in the future?
Yeah. Yeah, at that point, we might need,
Because a thing like restaurant one and restaurant 1A is very similar. Send them a recommendation, charge the restaurant.
Yeah.
Can you give me an example of a restaurant that is using your system right now?
Oh, yeah. Creole Cafe. You go to Chef Creole Cafe. How about try the cupcake spot? If you Google the cupcake spot and there's an order now button, just click on it. The thing is that we embedded into their website, so it looks seamless, looks like that brand, but it's actually ours.
What if you don't use Clover? So in a small restaurant, don't
Yeah, that's a good question. If you cannot connect to the POS, we provide printer, a receipt printer that will automatically print out your. Yeah. It's just that you might have to manually enter it, so that's
I've watched each of your other presentations, and you just tell how far you've come through the whole process, which is great to see. But can you kind of like hit some of the topics of what's changed with your startup now from where you were before?
Oh boy. When I first did my first 1 million cup, I had only one beta site. So right now it's growing in 2 digits. So I think, it's coming along. So, yeah. And you learn like every customer day. So if you look at the menu, if you look at pizza and all that, they already kind of simplify the menu a lot. They tell you what you can order. They tell you what you're going to eat. But mom and pop, they want to sell everything. Whatever you ask, we have to offer. The menu is a lot more complicated. So different cuisine, different restaurants, they have different ideas of how they want to sell. So we try to accommodate as many as we can. So that's always a challenge.
What is your customer acquisition strategy? How do you?
Oh man, I wish I know that too. Right now, there's a lot of word of mouth, and we just did some statistic. I would say it's probably still high, about 30% of the
30%.
Yeah, 30%.
So what is 30%? I didn't know.
Oh, 30% that I have to spend to acquire one client.
It would just seem to be like you pick a zip code and say like, look, I don't have any Chinese restaurants, I don't have anything vegan.
Right. Yeah, it's
and then start
still
reaching out. They're like,
Right,
hey,
yeah,
we're
that's-
the first Indian restaurant. And
Yeah.
it's
It's not as easy as it is. I want to have Indian too, but like for ethnic food, they seem to have their own community, and they trust people who provide that within the community. So, but of course, I mean that's what I have to do more.
Well, what are the channel of events that consumers experience to get to the order process? Are they going direct to the website, or do they go to your website and then
To the restaurant website, because we want to give them exposure. We completely white label, and the traffic go to them.
So it's going up to the restaurant to
Yeah, because it's that system. But we help a little bit, like shout out on Facebook, now we got a new client, or give some material to help them transit from the phone to online.
the main difference is the flow of where the data goes and how that can be taken advantage of. That's the primary.
Yeah, they keep their own data. If I have a client that they haven't turned on the online ordering, and they've been with us since last year, and they have already 20 customers sign up ready to use the system. So that's their key. But of course, we have access to all those.
You see any opportunity to break along outside of the restaurant? Is there a time frame for that?
Yeah, that's a good question. The thing is, you should do what you're passionate about, and I'm a foodie, so yeah.
How do you think
many different ways. The best way I found is by refer. So I do a lot of public speaking, networking, and once they sit in front of me, they're pretty much already sold.
You get an introduction.
Yes, yeah, I know. I want to be able to do it the other way, and maybe that's why sales rep might be able to help. Right, exactly. That's another thing. We thinking of doing try it before you buy kind of program, like a trial, and once you hook, then you see the benefits. So that's another thing we're thinking of.
Once a restaurant decides to use your service, how long does it take to integrate into their systems?
About 3 weeks.
3 weeks.
Yeah.
How might this work with a lot of growth businesses that are beverage only, coffee, beer, etc., integrating like a third party into offering food, or if they're interested in doing that?
Yeah, I mean, if you make food and if you promote like takeout, because this is, well, it can be picked up or delivery too. Yeah, that can
The reason I asked that is because I mentioned you to a business owner I was working with on Saturday.
Oh,
And
okay.
they were just beverage. And they said, we're thinking about food. And I said, well, let's take
that's nice.
a look. So we looked at your website and we played your video.
Oh, that's nice.
So do you
Thank
think this is a match for them if they weren't looking to do food?
Yes,
Maybe bring it in,
definitely.
or if they're towing the water?
Yes, definitely, yeah. Yeah, we work with caterers and also food trucks. So, I mean, anything, food related, because I like food. I mean, otherwise I would fashion shoes and other things, but, yeah. So, yeah, thank you. And that's how I got client. It's awesome.
You say you work with food trucks. How, when you place an order with a food truck, there's some way to tell where that
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's very challenging. It depends on how they're willing to work with you as well, because you have to have a pre-schedule to tell people where you're going to be, when you're going to be. The technology works, but that's a lot more complicated with the food truck because they're mobile and the internet, if they don't have Wi-Fi or something and it's get disconnected, I mean, it's a lot more headache, but it can be done.
Must be tied to your cell phone.
Right, exactly, that's what happened, and sometimes that's a problem with that too.
So I haven't experienced this ever before, so it exists, excuse me. But whenever I order food, I never get updates until it's ready, and then I have to go pick it up. Is there a possibility to expand into like a kitchen system where it's like 5 minutes or 10 minutes?
That's great. Our system, we can specify the time you want to get the food, and we have the slot available for you. So you tell them when you want, and they have to make it happen. So, yeah, right now that's what it is.
But there's some companies that have like prepackaged food like these from like
Yeah.
and they would be perfect for this.
Yes, that would be, yeah.
And then they come in at 2:30 and it's all ready and off they go.
Right, exactly. I'm not sure if they already have that one system. Or they might have it, but for like superstore, like Publix or things like that, but to the consumer, I'm not sure. So,
What's your range as far as where you're going to itself? How far are you going to go?
Right now it's just me, so it's within Tampa Bay. I go to Orlando sometimes, Sarasota. We have clients in Sarasota too. But once I form the sales force, the sales team, it can be anywhere. This technology.
You have to go on premise to install the system, correct?
Actually, it's already integrated. Like, let's say you use a printer. All we have to do is just ship the printer. You plug it and plug and play. Yeah.
For a restaurant owner that is brand new, and they don't have a website.
We do website too. Yeah. Yeah, and we do website too.
You said that you keep track of all the data coming in for each one of the clients or customers. You have your own server farm then?
Oh.
Or are you using the cloud?
Yeah, we're using the cloud. Yeah, we're not there yet. Yeah.
Who's a better customer for you, the restaurant who has no takeout whatsoever that you can go and improve how easy it is to do, or the person who does have takeout but you can make that better for them?
Yes, exactly. With takeout is so important because the whole idea is to extend the market beyond the limited physical space. For example, a food truck, you have no table, no seat, but you can still sell. And all you sell is takeout. Or if you have like Chinese, mom and pop, you have what, 3 tables, but you can still sell because the market is outside. And it's a lot cheaper because you don't have to clean the table, wash the dishes or whatever. Just take it outside. So it's better if you have a takeout. But if you don't, let's look at like fine dining. People want to come in and dine in the restaurant, so this may not be a good fit.
Just a Chinese takeout made me think that I always joke when people ask me for a Chinese menu at lunch because, in general South chicken or the menu's pretty standard. Where I'm going with this is you mentioned that a lot of the challenges in scaling is dealing with so many different menu types and all that. Wouldn't the Chinese takeout industry be a good focus because these are generally pretty standard?
Yes.
They show one of these tables are heavy takeout businesses.
Right.
I can't remember the last one that had all my ordering. So
Yeah.
Make sense.
Well, actually, there's quite a few, and they have a company similar, and they target just for Chinese, and they can make Chinese menu and all that. So they have that. But of course, we can take share of the market. I'm trying to grow the Thai restaurant market right now, so I got about 3, 4.
Cindy, thank you for presenting today. And we would love for you to share what the community can do to move Takeout Button forward.
Yeah, of course, I want to get more exposure. I want to get want to be connected with POS, company, and anyone who's would like to help, grow the company in other pieces, and also in the future we probably look into hiring some sales rep. So if you know anyone, talk to me after.
Thank you, Cindy. That was great. We have some events just to real quick talk about. We mentioned the Gas Grill Interactive Festival here before. You've seen the presentation from Vinny. That's coming up next week. You can see a very cool presentation on Million Cups, both Million Cups St. Pete and Million Cups Tampa on Thursday if you'd like to go to that. Enter our discount code. It's Greenhouse, all one word, to get half off of your tickets to that. The deadline to apply for the Small Business Development Center's Veterans Entrepreneurship Program is also coming up in 2 weeks. That's a great program. It helps veterans get off the ground with their businesses, where they have advantages, and how to find funding for those businesses. Encore Connect is a town hall for Encore for the baby boom generation, how to get involved in entrepreneurship there. That's coming up at USF St. Pete on the 16th. And the deadline to apply if you have a healthcare related business or startup for HealthBox, a great statewide program brought to you by Florida Blue that's been a very successful accelerator here. That's also in 2 weeks. And then our Entrepreneurship Academy here at the Greenhouse, you can see all of these lovely people. You saw a lovely graduate of the entrepreneurship program up here before. 10-week course on building businesses taught by the business leaders from our community starts in 2 weeks. Without further ado, though, I am going to kick it over to my friend Fran, who I hope it's going to play a song for us.
I didn't want to be too predictable.
How about a few bars?
I got a big hand for Sean and Carly and the team who keep this going. I've presented a few of these over the past couple of years, and this continues to be one of the shining examples of what 1 million cups is. The first time that I presented here, picked up a $1,500 sponsor for the very thing that I'm going to talk to you about today. But first, I feel like I need to get you inside my head a little bit, and I think maybe a good example of what I want to convey to you is I want you to imagine you're at a movie theater, and you've been waiting to see this movie for a while, and you're excited about it, and somebody sits down in front of you, and is looking at their cell phone, and basically starts talking through the entire movie. Does that frustrate anybody in this room? Anybody, seriously? Like, does anybody get really, really angry when things like this happen? Well, believe it or not, there are people that feel the same way about music. when you go to hear an artist that you've been waiting to see. And it seems like everybody's busy doing something else, and a lot of these people happen to be between you and the artist. And it kills the experience. It reduces the impact that the songs have on you. It reduces how much the artist feels the crowd. And you've heard the expression, the crowd makes the show. And so, if you get that, I want to tell you about what we're doing. I'm a singer-songwriter, and I fell in love with playing these super intimate concerts. We call them house concerts. It's a professional artist in your living room, up close and personal, sometimes without even a sound system. And that experience I've kind of demonstrated here in previous presentations, but I want you to imagine it today. And I've got a couple pictures to show you to help you understand what we do. But this is the problem that we're trying to solve, and I'll tell you a little bit about the success that we've had doing it. We put artists in front of listening audiences in homes, in offices, and other remarkable spaces. And in the process, we bring communities together, and we're actually growing the audience for music and art. There's a lot of people in this world who go see 1 or 2 shows a year, and once they discover house concerts and the types of events that we do, they start going to 10, 15, 20 shows a year. It's a remarkable thing. And what we've done is we've created a festival. We did this 5 years ago. We started right here in St. Petersburg. And I'm proud to report to you that we've grown over the past 5 years. That now it's not just in St. Petersburg, it's not just in the Tampa Bay area. It used to be a Florida thing, now it's a Southeast thing. We've actually expanded into 4 states. And what happens the week of March 28th through April 3rd this year is we have 9 talented artists who are making their way here from Canada, California, Vermont, many places around North America to come here to do a tour of house concerts and office concerts. They'll be playing shows in Georgia, North Carolina on the way here. They're playing in Jacksonville and Daytona and Fort Lauderdale, Fort Myers, all around the Bay Area in people's homes. People who decided to go from fan to super fan, they connect with us, and we connect them with a terrific artist who delivers a world-class concert in their home. Is anybody inspired by that, interested? Who's been to a house concert? Okay, so a handful of you have. It's a thing that's really, really starting to grow. As they say, necessity is the mother of invention, and the landscape in the music industry, as you can imagine, has changed quite a bit over the past few years. And as the value of recorded music approaches almost zero, the value of live music is where it's at. And we are one of the most innovative companies in that sphere, and we're creating these really super intimate events in people's homes. So I'll play you a short video if I can. Probably it might need your help finding it. Is this right here? Right there?
Would you like to be part of the most unique music festival in the world? If you act now, you can experience the best independent touring artists up close and personal in a cozy and remarkable space, even your own living room. Host a show or attend a concert you will remember for a lifetime. Learn more at listeningroomfestival.com.
So with that, I'll take questions. Yes?
Good morning, Frank. How has the concerts in companies evolved over time?
So we've had a focus on that in the Tampa Bay area during our festival. We've actually gotten some clients nationally just through the web presence that we have. But what we've learned is we've had to adapt to various situations with different offices. We really, our intention when we created office concerts was to create that super intimate vibe so that you can get your team together. What we've found the demand to be for is is sometimes to create something larger, do it in the lobby of the office so that all the offices can come in. And so we've had to adapt a little bit on that front. But what we still love and what we still try to encourage people and offices to do is to create sort of that intimate thing. It doesn't have to be a huge event. And in essence, we think it's more powerful for the people who are in attendance for it to be, again, just everybody roll your chair in, the artist plays, and it doesn't have to be a big deal.
And your audience is still respectful, even though it's a larger, sort of a larger venue, but people are still respectful of the artists like you want to create.
Yeah, so that's one of the things that we have to be, we know we have to be very, very clear when we talk to an office, because at some point in the chain, it can turn into an office party. If I'm communicating to the admin, saying, you know, understand listening room, and she goes, oh yeah, and then she tells her boss, he goes, yeah, we've been wanting to have a company party. Let's do it. And he's expecting a background musician as opposed to a concert. So yeah, we have to take great care, because the artists that we work with are not people who are going to play Jimmy Buffett for you while you ignore them. These are world-class artists who tour, and you're getting them at a fraction of what they normally charge because of our network. We get them when they're coming through your town, so you get to benefit from the fact they have a show in town later that night. Yes?
You had mentioned the word network, that's my question. So are businesses or people or households or whatever, whoever wants a listening room, are they going to listening room as a network where they find artists to come to their office? Is that how it works?
Yeah, I've got my hands into a couple different related organizations. I try to keep it simple for these presentations. But this is based off of a larger company that we have called concertsinyourhome.com. And we promote living room concerts around the world, almost 2,000 events. And we're kind of like eHarmony for house concerts. To answer your question, artists create a profile, hosts create a profile, and they find each other through our website. So we're not a booking agency, we're more of a portal, but everybody has to be vetted, and we turn away about 2/3 of the artists who apply to be part of our network. So there's a quality level there that is really sort of unmatched in terms of websites that have, you know, artists. Yes?
There's a great reputation.
Thanks.
Very engaging. And also, my question is, are you only targeting a certain type of music? Because in your pictures that you're advertising, a lot of it is acoustic, which is understandable. I guess my question is, are you only targeting that, or are you targeting other types of music that require but are engaging because of the sonics, you know, such as like electronic, which becomes much more engaging when you have beat bass,
Exactly.
Y and Z,
So-
and the house, that kind of.
So to your point, there are types of music, like let's say R&B and hard rock, where the light show, the volume, the size of the group make having an event in the home more difficult and actually maybe even less fruitful. And so we have focused on artists that can do what they do comfortably in someone's living room. So that can be classical music, it can be jazz, it can be bluegrass, folk, country, acoustic rock, and we have some small groups that have a lot of energy despite their small size, despite the fact that they don't have a wall of sound behind them. But you're right, we have sort of decided who our community is in terms of audience, and what's remarkable is how much diversity there can be even with those pretty serious limitations. Yeah. I feel like I'm only answering this side of the room. Go over here real quick.
Tell me, how much typically does it cost to book one of these performances?
So that's the wonderful thing about house concerts, is that you provide the hospitality, and that can be tea and cookies for your guests. A lot of people do potluck, and some people go crazy and have it catered. But your cost is minimal. The artist is paid by suggested donation by the guests who attend. So that's usually somewhere between $10 and $20 per person. So if you have 20 people come to your house, everybody chips in $20, the artist makes $400, plus they sell CDs, plus generally the tradition, one of the lovely traditions of house concerts, is you put up the artist for the night. They're a guest in your home. So you're saving them lodging, you're saving them on food expenses, And for artists, it's a wonderful way to travel rather than staying at some crappy hotel every night. You're staying with people who love your music. It's a great thing. In the back.
So the incentive for the person to put up their home is the experience of the artist.
Yeah, the experience of having this intimate of a performance and sharing that with friends and neighbors and coworkers and people that you know. So you're not treating your house like a public venue and hanging up flyers around town. These shows can be small and basically you want, for safety reasons, we want you to know or be connected to everybody who's in here. So they don't all have to be your best friend, but friends of friends, neighbors, coworkers, that kind of thing.
More specifically, the homeowner isn't hoping for any kind of monetary
Right, yeah, by
compensation.
law, if you're gonna start selling tickets for an event in your home, you're gonna get into zoning violations, you'll probably be violating the terms of your insurance policy. So this is a generous act. This is people who love music so much, they want to experience that up close and at no financial profit. Does that fully answer your question?
Yeah, if they're not expecting any monetary compensation by any means, because the other thing I was thinking, you could be splitting the revenue with the artist, but then again, that would kind of fall in line with.
Right. If you're going to do that, if you're
You might as well be
if you're
selling
gonna be a concert
tickets.
promoter, you might as well open up a venue and do
Yeah.
it that way. Right. Yes.
When you're matching up your artist with the clientele, is there a suggested donation amount for the artist so it's out there?
Yeah, so every concert is an agreement between the host and the artist. So you might live in a really working class neighborhood and say, you know what, no matter what artists want, the most I can ask my friends to chip in is 10 to 15 bucks, right? Or you might be flying a circle where people will drop 20, 25 without a problem. And so the host has their own scale of what they can and what they're willing to suggest in terms of the donation. But then the artist also, depending on how far they're having to drive to come to your home, or where they are in their career or in that particular market, they might say, well, I need to make a certain amount as a minimum, but all that is usually pretty flexible. And what we enable people to do is to fill gaps in an artist's schedule. So they're not driving 500 miles to get to your house. Their financial expectations can be less. And oftentimes you're helping them develop an audience in a town for the very first time. If they go play at a club, they're not going to make any money when they have 20 people paying 10 bucks and they're splitting that with the club. But 20 people at 20 bucks for the super intimate experience, now the artist is actually making a living wage. And that's really what we're providing for hundreds and hundreds of artists, is the ability to tour the world and actually do it sustainably without waiting until they get picked by some record company. Yes, we do.
So what would be your revenue model?
So for the festival, take it back to this. We, like a normal festival, we get money from sponsorships. We get a little bit of seed money from it. We do a huge contest in the spring for the following year. So artists have to apply and pay to be considered to be part of the festival. And then we get a small percentage of every show. So it's like about 10%. So if an artist is making 400 bucks, we'll get 40 or something like that. So those are the three primary income streams in terms of the festival. Concerts in your home. Festival actually helps us grow that company. And concerts in your home, the artists who do house concerts pay about $350 a year to be part of our network. So it's a membership model.
Membership,
Yes. Yes.
So I have a business, but I don't have any physical office space.
Yes.
And I really like this idea. Where might I be able to go to listen to one of these things?
So there are some key events planned during our festival. One of them is right here. You have Pino D'Agostino, I believe, who is a wonderful classical guitarist. Not just classical in the strict sense, but does instrumental guitar. He has a lovely voice when he does sing, but he's played with Tommy Emmanuel, and he's world class, and it's going to be a real treat to have him right here. I think it's Thursday the 31st of March. We're actually doing an office concert on the steps of City Hall on April 1st around lunchtime, so that's going to be a little different. Again, we're trying to get small, intimate events, but people want to do big stuff with us, so sometimes we relent. So that's going to be a fun thing. The two key events during our festival are the the kickoff Meet the Artists on March 28th, where you can sample all 9 artists. They're each going to play 2 songs live at the Palladium Theater side door downstairs. Again, intimate room, and what's been happening is people who love what we do come to the show to decide which house concerts they want to go see during that week. So one of the things that you can do, let's pass the mailing list around before we run out of time. If you'd like to get invited to some of these private exclusive shows, give us your email. We won't spam you or anything like that, but we will send you information where you can go and register to be invited. These are private events, but many of the hosts, as you can imagine, like meeting new people and inviting new people to come to their shows. And then we have a big finale. The main showcase is April 3rd, and we're going to give away 2 tickets for that today, and maybe next week as well. You have a trivia question? Do you have something coming up that people should know the date of? When is the deadline to apply? Yeah, okay.
So, who are the 2 entities that comprise the greenhouse?
City of St. Petersburg and the Chamber of Commerce.
2 tickets.
All right, 2 tickets. Only you'll get those to you. So we've had some really nice successes lately. Takeout just came on board as a sponsor for the first time this year. We're excited about that. Greenhouse, Chamber of Commerce have been supporters from the very beginning. We're very grateful for their involvement. And Marriott Courtyard is our host hotel. We actually have people coming in from the southeast to be part of this. They're going to spend a week visiting people's homes and coming to our showcase, so it's a fun thing.
You said something about being in 4 states now.
Yes.
Can you elaborate what that means?
So essentially the heart and soul of Listening Room Festival is right here in St. Petersburg, but the events are scattered all over, mostly around the Bay Area, but statewide. What we did this year is we reached out through Concerts in Your Home to the hosts in the Southeast, and we said, hey, these artists are coming to Florida, and they're coming through your state to get here. Wouldn't it be great if you participated in the festival by hosting a show for them on their way here or on their way out? So now, rather than just one state and just one week, actually the few days before the festival, they're playing shows in Georgia and in North Carolina and South Carolina on their way here, and some of them will be hitting those states on the way back home as well. So our idea is that this is going to grow and swell every year. We've got 50 house concerts booked already for this festival.
50 here in the area.
50 in Florida.
Okay.
So as years go, that'll go to 70, 80 shows next year, maybe 100, and we'll create basically just this whole line of, or actually from your perspective, coming from the south through the southeast to Florida, where the artists are doing potentially a 2 or 3 week tour, playing house concerts and making several $1,000. Questions? No? Yes?
How long does a typical concert last, and can it be attached to another event in your home?
Yeah, so there's a couple of different formats that we have. A typical house concert is 2 sets. So people come in, they mingle, grab some snacks, sit down, 40 minutes of music, then a break, and then 40 more minutes of music, and then some schmoozing, and you're done. What we did to try to encourage people to do stuff during the week is we came up with some smaller concepts, 1 set house concerts, where the artists, we have a program called 10-10. It's 10 songs for 10 or more guests. So if you're helping an artist fill a gap in their schedule on a Tuesday or a Wednesday, their expectations can be really low in terms of the number of people that you have to have in your home. So you don't have to have a big house to do this. You can do this. One of the first pictures you saw was my apartment in downtown. I can only have 15 people. Well, I do shows on Monday nights, and the artists are thrilled, and it's a fantastic, intimate event every time. In terms of combining with other events, we've done this as a benefit before for various organizations. We have a host in Fort Lauderdale. He's going to be raising money for the homeless with his house concert. What he's offered to do is he's going to pay the artist a flat fee of $500 to perform, and then all the money collected at the show is going to go to the charity. So if you're a board member of a charity, it's a great thing to do. It's something that you can do maybe even on a monthly basis to raise funds for your organization. You get a board member to volunteer their space, pay a few $100 to the artist, and then you provide this really intimate experience where you can share your message, maybe even have one of our artists who's aligned with that cause, which is what we like to do. Artists are involved in a lot of causes, and so you can have an amazing talent help you make your case, and you can do an ask on top of the suggested donation. We're building a new wing, or we need blankets for the shelter, or that kind of stuff. So it's a really powerful way to create a fundraising cycle all year round that only requires 1 or 2 volunteers. You don't need 100 volunteers like you do at your golf tournament.
Nice.
Yeah, yes.
I want to follow up with this question. I don't have an office in my house on that day. So I have 20 people. Are there realistic venues, or is it how, if I would go to a restaurant or some other business, you list on your website where I can book them?
Yeah, so if you go to listeningroomfestival.com, you click on events, you'll see all the house concerts in the area that are listed. What you can do is introduce yourself to those hosts. We're not going to give you their address so you can just show up uninvited. You say, hey, I just learned about this from Fran, and he recommended I reach out to you. So you can see the artists on the website, you can see videos and check out who you find most interesting. Or you can come on March 28th at the side door at the Palladium Theater and actually meet a lot of the hosts that night, as well as hear the artists. So,
And you're invited to the greenhouse on the 31st.
That's right.
It's an open concert.
What time is that show?
What do we say, 2 o'clock?
2 o'clock. So that'll be a 1 hour, 45 minutes to an hour show right here, for free, right?
And
We have borne the cost.
question, I don't mean to disrespect your
Sure.
it's amazing. But there's a talking from it, I want to book a comedian.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you guys considered that a booking comedians that's for?
So there's something that happens when you're really clear about what you do, is it can sort of drive a wedge between things, right? So we actually had a guy sign up a couple years ago who did magic, juggling, and comedy. And he did really well, but he's the only person that we had to do that. And I believe he's moved on, he's playing the college circuit in big halls now, so he's not doing a lot of house concerts. Plus the stuff to juggle on a 7-foot ceiling. So I think he had some physical challenges in terms of doing house concerts. We're called concertsinyourhome.com, so we've decided to be a music company. But if something amazing comes along, we're open to it. Every year I get approached by a theater company who wants to do like one-act plays in people's homes. And every year I say, send me a reel. Show me something that can work in somebody's house. And I never get anything. So we're open to poetry, whatever else, but it's got to really stand out. It's got, and we've kind of put the message out about what we do. Yes. Yes.
Oh, sorry. What it's apparent what drives you is your love of music and your desire to expand that and share it with everybody else. And it's quite clear that you're going to reach success in this business model. So I'm thinking you have already an idea of how to build on that as a platform. And I wonder if you could share with us the next step in this. For life.
The next step in what we do?
Yeah.
There's a couple of next steps. The one that we're working on right now is expanding our platform beyond concerts in your home to something that we already use as the parent or the umbrella for all that we do with office concerts and house concerts and the festival. And that is what we call the Listening Room Network. And so there's no reason for us to not be able to support venues, actual public venues, that offer the same kind of vibe that we're talking about. So places like the Hideaway Cafe, I don't know if you've been there, but it's a listening room. It's a place where it's not a noisy bar while people are talking during the music. And so we want to support those places, and we don't necessarily want to compete with them. So Listening Room Network is sort of the next iteration of what we're doing. So that's going to help us grow very, very fast, because there's a lot of these places that are established. They need help in being distinguished from all the clubs that just have music playing. We believe listening rooms are special, and very few people know the difference. And so I think we can have quite an impact by getting that message out to the world that yes, house concerts are really cool, but have you seen this also? It's a logical place for artists who build an audience in an area their house concerts to have a place like the Hideaway or the Palladium as their audience grows. Are we done? Sorry, just wait a minute.
I get to ask my question.
Yes.
So thanks again for coming out, Fran. I appreciate it. But how can we as a St. Pete community help you grow the listening?
Okay, well, number one, we passed the mailing list around. If you didn't get to it, please give us your email address. We will send you one email inviting you to register on the site to be invited to some of the shows. Okay, so we're not going to spam you. If you want to join our mailing list, you can do that through the website very easily. Number two, if you have a company, there are companies, there are owners, entrepreneurs who want to support the arts with the work that they do. If you want to connect your brand with what we do as a sponsor, as a donor, we would certainly welcome that. But lastly, we want you to be a part of it. Come out, experience a house concert for the first time, experience an office concert for the first time. Join us at the Palladium. We're shooting for a record 500 attendees this year for the main showcase on April 3rd. We need help selling tickets for that. They're $20 a piece. So if you're interested in buying a ticket, please let us know. You can get them online as well. So those are the three things: attend a show, buy a ticket, connect with us as a sponsor, donor, volunteer, and you can do all that through our website.
Great.
And welcome Malia, our latest hire for
Thank you, Fran and Cindy. Great job. It was great to see two repeat presenters coming back and update us on how they're doing so we can see how as a community we're helping everybody move along. It was also great to see that even though there was tech involved in both companies, that we had food and music and things that involved real interaction face-to-face kind of in the community too. So it's great to see that kind of team connected. Next week, I think we have two new presenters.
Yes.
Two new presenters next week. So
It's a
two new companies, which you can check out on the 1 Million Cups website. If you have not checked out our site, it'll show you who's presenting each week. And if you register, you can create a profile as yourself. You can create a company profile if you're working on an idea. And just because you create the profile doesn't mean, hey, you're going to be up here and presenting next week. It just means that you're part of that community online. And then if you hit the point where you're thinking, hey, I'd like to get up here, get some feedback from the community and share my idea too, then you can apply via that website. We'll reach out to you and connect and talk about scheduling. Less than 4 years in business, less than $1 million in revenue, and doing something innovative and scalable. That's some of the criteria around that. One request that we have for today is go to social media or go tell your friends and coworkers. You went to this thing called 1 Million Cups. It's here every Wednesday. They have free coffee. And it's 1MCSPP is the hashtag. So please tell someone else tomorrow or next week. We'll have twice as many people on there. So thank you all. Have a great week.